What's up everybody, RetroWolf88 here, and today I'm coming at you with another episode of Funny and Ridiculous Reviews. For those of you who are not familiar, Funny and Ridiculous Reviews is a series where we pick a game or a game franchise or a game series and we scour the internet for some of the funniest, most insane, most ridiculous reviews that we can find. And today we're going to do Bioshock on the PS3, Xbox 360, and PC. And I have 6 funny and ridiculous reviews for you today from Metacritic.com for Bioshock. So be sure and hit that subscribe button so that you do not miss future content and you can join the RetroWolf88 family. And let's have a laugh at these 6 funny and ridiculous reviews for Bioshock. Some of these Metacritic reviews just blow my mind because some of them make no sense. Some of them are clearly somebody that's trying to be a troll. Some of them are people that legitimately hate the game, and some of them are bad grammar, but all of them are somewhat entertaining and funny. And for the first review, it's a very short and ridiculous review, and it's coming to us from Metacritic user Terrible Game, who gave the game a 0 out of 10. And I'm thinking that he created his profile and called it Terrible Game just so he could do this review. His review is as follows. Couldn't stop hitting my head against the wall. What? I don't even know what he's talking about. What? If anybody knows what he means by that, let me know in the comments down below. I've played and beat the first Bioshock and I don't remember hitting my head up against the wall. I don't know what he's talking about. Very odd. Let's move on to the next one. Next up, we have Metacritic user Eric B, and he gave the game a 0 out of 10, and here's what Eric B had to say. Me no understand, too complicated. Me want smash in Halo. No multiplayer. To me want kill people for no reason. Too many character and plot is hard. Me can't understand. Oh, this guy is clearly a troll trying to sound like a caveman or something. So the first thing he says is that it's too complicated. Bioshock, in my opinion, is not a very complicated game. I don't know where he's getting that from. He wants to smash in Halo. I guess he's upset because there's no multiplayer in Bioshock. But you know what? A game does not have to have multiplayer in it to be a fantastic game. At least that's just my opinion, because I prefer single player games. I do like multiplayer games from time to time, but for me, single player games are where it's at, and I love Bioshock. Too many character and plot is hard to understand. There aren't that many characters in the Bioshock game that I can remember, and I don't remember the plot being that hard to understand, but you know what? You can enjoy that game and have a blast in that game without really paying much attention to the plot. Moving on. Alright, this one's a doozy. This is coming to us from Metacritic user Mickey Khan. Gave his game a 0 out of 10, and here's what Mickey had to say. Bioshock is the worst game I have ever played. I almost thought I was NES or probably Superman 64. I think Superman 64 is a better game than Bioshock. When I played it, the person who got his plane crash and went in the lighthouse and said there is only man, no God, I say to myself, why did the guy go in if it is a dangerous place? It didn't have good, because how can there be rowboats and flying mini helicopter back in 1960? Like, what the hell? They have video games. What year? Well, there is only few at the time, but I bet those video game is better than Bioshock for Nintendo 64. Ops, sorry. Bad graphics, crappiest storyline of all time, worst shooting game of all times. It's only for PC and Xbox 360. It shouldn't Game of the Year, and it should take Superman 64's spot as the worst game of all times. The control is good, but the storyline ruins it. When I got to the ending, I didn't know Atlas, the guy who guides you through while holding his radio, is the last master. Even if you rescue all the girls, the game is still crap. When you stab yourself with the needle, it really hurts your eye while in a dark place, and I can see polygon all over the place as if I thought I was playing NES. Shooting are worst games of all time, and people who said this is really good games needs to go to hell. When I beat the game, I just throw it away because that game is trash. Wow. There are so many things that I could say about this review. For instance, Bioshock being the worst game they've ever played. If this individual legitimately thinks that Bioshock is the worst game they've ever played, so be it. But my brain can't comprehend that. They compare it to Superman 64 and say Superman 64 is a better game than Bioshock. I can't see anybody on the planet besides this person saying that Superman 64 is a better game than Bioshock. That's just insanity to me. Then they thought that it was an NES game, comparing it to an NES game. What? They said it's only for PC and Xbox 360, which is false. It also came out on the PS3. And again, you know, people are entitled to their own opinion, but Bioshock is one of my favorite first-person shooters, and I can't comprehend in my brain why anybody would hate the game that much. But there are people out there that hate amazing games, and it's, you know, the way it is, and that's the way it goes with opinions. Moving on. Next review comes to us from Mike H, and he gave the game a 0 out of 10, and here's what Mike had to say. The online play for this game is constantly laggy at best. This is nothing like the first Halo, which is what I was led to believe it was based on. How could anybody think Bioshock was based on the first Halo game? I don't understand that. Anyways, continuing on. I spent well over $500 on this game and expected much, much, much more. $500? What did he do? Buy it from a freaking scam artist on eBay or something? My daughter Matilda can't stop crying after she saw the graphic male-on-male sex scene, which looked like it was shot in someone's basement. What? There's no graphic male-on-male sex scene in Bioshock. I think his daughter was playing a different game, and I don't know what that game is. Shame on you, 2K Games, but shame on you, eBay user MikeHawk101, for selling me this trash. So he did buy it from an eBay user, supposedly. And if he spent over $500 on Bioshock from someone on eBay, he got ripped off bad. I find it odd that the user on eBay he bought it from is MikeHawk101, and his Metacritic username is Mike H. Troll, perhaps? Moving on. Next up, we have a review from Metacritic user Brian Bricino, and Brian gave the game a 0 out of 10, and here's what Brian had to say. WTF, horrible game. They should get all the games back and give the people their money so the creators can shove the game up their loose but hole. Don't f with Halo 3 fans. You guys want to go to war? Let's go to war. Let's start a big Halo 3 versus Bioshock riot. We will definitely win. Bioshock just has a bunch of derogatory term I'm not going to say. Lovers. Brian, you gotta calm down, buddy. You're going to give yourself a stroke. Clearly you are a mega Halo fanboy and you're trying to compare Halo to Bioshock, which in my opinion is like comparing apples to oranges. You can't compare those two games because Bioshock is a completely different kind of first-person shooter experience than Halo. Completely different. You can't compare the two. And I could understand some people liking Bioshock and its pacing and its style of gameplay, and some people liking Halo and its pacing and its style of gameplay. I like both. Some people might not like Bioshock. Some people might like Halo, but might like one or the other. People have opinions. But Brian, you don't have to go on the attack, man. You need love in your life. Anyways, moving on. And for our final Metacritic review for Bioshock. And this one is clearly a troll, and it's a weird one. And it's coming to us from user Saad Almoayed, and he gave the game a 0 out of 10. And here's what they had to say. Actually, I prefer Super Mario than this stupid, ugly game. It's much fanfunita. Fanfunita? It must be checkadom and wee wee palm like the hun hun peep peep. Oh my gosh, okay. But most of all, and as DJ Mikai says, sex is so good. Anyway, am leaving now. I have to shave my big hairy and for my fans, I love you all and thanks for everything. And if Zyna is reading this, I really want to you, baby. Can we do it in Mambo Cafe next time? See you all after Bioshock 2's review. Bye, bye, bye. Oh, you can't take something like this seriously. As I've stated many times before, and as you've seen in many of these funny and ridiculous review videos, there are a lot of trolls out there that just like to get on Metacritic and other sites and just troll and post ridiculous stuff, and this is definitely one of those things. I mean, he said, it's much fanfunita, it must be cheeky dom and wee wee palm like the hun hun peep peep. There's some strange people living in this world, folks. But you know what? I'm entertained by this, and I hope you're entertained by this too. So, if you enjoyed this video, please be sure and hit that like button. Let me know in the comments down below which one of these reviews you thought was the funniest. And also let me know in the comments down below which game you would like to see in the future episode of Funny and Ridiculous Reviews. Be sure and hit that subscribe button so that you can join the RetroWolf88 family. And until next time, keep playing games and having a good time. And I'll see you all in the next video. Now I really want to play Bioshock. I have the collection on PS4. I might just go do that right now. Later.